Hello to all my friends, neighbors, and colleagues. This video we'll be doing is on forms, and I'll be showing you several forms. I won't show you every form that I have. Some of them are a little unusual, and you might not use them, but it's nice to have information about them. And then there are other form packs, particularly those that you sent me notes through the Facebook forums that you wanted to see specifically. And the way I'll set this out is, before I show you each form, I will present a little flyer that will detail what the form is, what the cost for the forms are, a little bit of a description about the form that comes from the Franklin Planner website, and then maybe a little photograph of what the form is about. That way, you'll be able to scrub through the video to find the forms you'd like to see. Well, let's just get right into it. First of all, the 21-day planner, I haven't heard a lot about that. This is a really nice little planner for you to get. It's undated, and it's very basic, and it provides you with not only a weekly but a daily planner, and then all of the information on how to use the planner, a little primer. This is something nice for if you're not sure if you want to get into the functional planners from Franklin Planner, or if you know somebody who might be interested but not sure, you can pick this up and send to them. It's very inexpensive, a nice little gift, and it would give them a great way to, or you a great way to try to get into the program to see if you like it or not. Now, the next thing I want to show you are undated daily pages. Now, the undated daily pages, this is really a nice handy thing to have. Let's say it's you're getting your planner and you're a month out. It doesn't start for a month. Well, the undated daily planning pages are simply that. Just pages that you can get. It's the entire format, the task list and the index. What you're missing, though, is the date. You'll have to input that yourself. Date, day, month. It just gives you a way to get into the system if it's not, if the time period that you have your planner for hasn't arrived yet. And again, what it is, cost, and then also what size it comes into. That was a request from the Facebook groups that I'm in. The next thing I'd like to show you is a starter pack. And I've always felt that you should have a starter pack in everything that you're doing. Now, these are the items that come in the starter pack. Introduction, 52-week compass, and I'll show you that separately. This is essentially a primer, a way for you to look at some examples of forms to see if you like them or not, and you can purchase them later independently or separately if you'd like. But it gives you enough forms in the starter pack to get started. And this comes in all the sizes pretty much, and Bloom's format also provides one as well. And it comes in a Spanish format too. So this is what the starter pack looks like. Now it comes with a notes, a pocket page lifter so that you can put your weekly compass in there. The weekly compass comes with 26 pages, 2 to a page, and you just simply here and then tear it off. And then if you attach it into your planner, you would tear that one off for the next week. On the back side, it has a notes page. Now again, there's 26 of these, which amounts to 52 weeks. Introduction Planner Guide. This is really kind of more comprehensive than normal, showing you, because it goes into how to actually build your goals and your values and also your planning, and even talks about how to set your mission statement. Walks you through how to do your weekly compass. Here it talks about your values, your goals, and then it gets into, let's talk about how building the mission statement. It asks you some pretty specific questions. What would you like people to say at your funeral? Here's some evaluation questions. And then it guides you through writing your personal mission statement. It even gives you a blank page for you to write that. And we're not going to talk about building those. I'll do videos later on how to do mission statements and goals and those types of things. I just want to show you what's in the forms package. Sample goals, gives you several goal planning pages to work with. Remember, this comes in several sizes, and this is the starter pack that works for every one of the planners. an expense tracker, and there are separate expense tracking form packages that you can get that include not only monthly but also yearly income, automobile information, and then some personal ID forms, identification numbers, medical records, and then special days. Now, this special days form would come from the occasions pack that I'll show you later on. But it's just a place for you to put in, we have a January birthdays or anniversaries, so that they're all in one place for you to gather. Website tracker, and then the obligatory weights and measurements. That's in every package you get, no matter, every filler has that. And then name and address forms. And then to be quite honest, we probably track this type of thing digitally. And we have to marry and combine our analog and digital formats. And usually, even I track everything like this in my iPhone. But those are there in case you need those or something. You might use those for if you're in business or you want to write down somebody's information quickly. You can record it there and maybe transfer it later. Then you'll end up with some index tabs. These are already tabbed out for you, but it also includes some blank tabs and some different ones that you might want to add. This also comes in the tabs forms packet. Okay, that is the starter pack. Let's move on to lined pages. Now, there are several formats for lined pages, and I'm always the kind of guy that likes to have a lined page because I like to write. So the lined pages come in several formats. And you can see several formats, and not only several formats, but several sizes. This is what the standard lined page looks like. They come in packs of 50, front and back, very clean, fit any planner. This is the classic size. They come 50 sheets to a pack. This is the standard line. You can also get them in wide line if you'd like. This is the colors packet, and this is in the wide lines format. And you can see that it comes in different colors. Now, I use these. I like to write letters, notes, and cards. And I use this particular one to do that. Or I'll use the Monticello here, which is, very classic. And so I might write a note here and put it in a letter, a birthday card or something. And this is the original format. If you can't decide, well, what format do I need? I don't know. Get the original. It fits everything. It's been around for decades, works very well. There are some specific lined pages for like the Bloom's format, seasons. I know of course, we looked at the Monticello, but it also has the 7 Habits, her point of view. So there are several lined pages for you to get. You can stop the video and see and what size you need and which one it is. All of these are available on the store.franklinplanner.com website. Now, there's another one I want to look at. This is the Cutaway Notes. Cutaway Notes are used for if you have, if you're using, well, actually, I use these for several things. If you're using the 1 page per day format, there's very little notes ability. So you can add a cutaway note to fill that gap for notes. I like these when I'm traveling because I like leaving notes for people. If I'm getting off an airplane, I'll leave a note on my seat. You did a real good job, as the flight attendant or pilot. Hey, thanks for getting us there. At a hotel, something. I like leaving notes. These work really well. Now let me show you these in this is my Carter binder. This is what they would look like in a Carter binder. So this is the classic format, the original format, 1 page per day, and you can see it's limited in ability only because maybe this is something you need for I'm retired, or I don't have a lot of information, or I want something very brief and right to the point. Here's your prioritized daily task list, your appointment schedules, and your notes page. And suddenly you've taken more notes than you have room for. Well, you can go to your notes or the cutaway page, pull that out, and I've nipped this a little bit so that if I had to, I can just drop it right in. And when I nip these, I nip them on a bias instead of straight. That way they're kind of pulling against each other. But you can see here, I've dropped it in and it leaves you can still see the date. And this was on the 2nd, but oh, the notes I wanted were on the 1st. Not a problem. There you go. So you've got it on both sides. This is what it looks like in the original format. Here is the Monticello. This is the Monticello, 1 page per day. This is really a classic design in my opinion. But here's the cutaway page for the Monticello. Actually, this is the one I like to carry when I'm traveling because I think it's a little more distinguished. And those are the cutaway pages, and this is the Carter binder. Now I wanted to talk real quick about the blank pages. The blank pages are simply that. They're just the standard size pages, and they're blank, and I think they come in 65 weight or 28 weight paper. The reason I did this was I was cutting out, and I still cut out my own blank pages, but it sometimes I don't have time. So these come in at 200 per pack, and all I do, and I put them in my printer and use them to print. It's just convenient for me to have them available right away. Okay, next thing we're going to look at is the yearly fold-out calendar. This is a place where you attach things in an annual format. It looks like this. It simply folds out, and there's 2 sides to it. This is the vertical side, where you can see here's January, and then the dates are this way, the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and you can add, maybe you wanted to come in here and attach this to your book or your planner, and you wanted to, here's my vacation, here's somebody else's vacation, here's kids' soccer, here's something else. You can put that in a yearly format, and on the back side, it's the same thing, but this is more of the vertical format here, month and the date. So it just depends on which format you'd like to use. And again, they come in several sizes. Next, we'll take a look at 2 of my favorite things. This is the weekly compass card, and we're not going to go into how to use it, and I'll do that in a separate video because there's a way to use it, and I have them, I use them all the time. I can't imagine living without doing this. But the weekly compass comes in 4 sizes, and it comes in 26 cards. Remember, you got this, you have 26 of these in the starter pack, but after a year you've run out, you want to use more. So it's the same setup as in the starter pack. 26 cards, 2 to a card, and on the back side are notes, a possibility for notes. Later on we'll talk about how you actually build this. But this is a weekly way to just make sure that you're following what you want to follow as your week progresses. Now, what doesn't come in the starter pack, which I think is extremely important, and you need to get it, is the progressive task list. Now, the progressive task list is really flexible because I use it for several things. It comes in a compact, a classic size, and this is, let's say you have items that you're carrying day to day to day that you're really not getting to, but you want to keep them in front of you. Well, instead of transferring them day to day to day, you just simply write it down on a progressive task list and move that along as you go. The progressive task list comes 26 cards to a pack. Again, they're meant to be used once a week. And to use them, you would just simply peel them off here and then write what you need to write on the progressive task list and then attach it right into your planner. And on the back side, there's room for other notes if you need to have more tasks you want to follow. On the back side on mine, I put notes to myself. Actually, I put like rules so I know what my roles are. And that goes with the weekly compass as far as your roles. You only want to maybe do 4 or 5, 3 or 4 roles per week, but I might have 2 dozen roles that I have to attend to, and I select from those. But at any rate, here you move your task forward. I have to water the plants. On some of mine I have a screen door that needs repaired, a downstairs shower that's leaking. I can't get to it this week, but I need to keep it in front of me. And that's what the progressive task list is for. This is extremely handy, and I recommend that for everybody. Goal planning form is next. Now the goal planning form, you also get samples of this in with your starter pack, but you'll need to buy some of those later on because you're going to run out. So goal planning, blank on the front, there's one, and on the back is another one. And on here you get 50 sheets of the goal planning. And these also come in just the classic size. That was goal planning. Remember, you get that in the starter pack. Next are colored tabs. Actually, tabs and the colored tabs. Here's your custom tab. Now, the custom tabs, it's tab sheets, and you have the ability to add some pre-made ones, but also some blank ones that you can add. Those also come in the starter pack, but you can get more if you need to. Or you might want to go a little bit more, let's show a little razzle dazzle. Here's your color tabs. And your color tabs come in the pack, and you can see simply it's the same thing as the tabs, same tabs, but now you're using color to delineate them. Again, just a little razzle dazzle to it if you wanted to in the color tabs. They come in compact and classic. Check register. The check register simply is the checkbook register. And you can see compact and classic, and they come 50 to a pack. Front and back is the same thing. And it's just a description of the finances, the number, date, was business, debit, credit, and then your balance, running balance. That's your check register. Again, that's 50 to a pack, compact and classic size. Next is a health and fitness tracker. Had a lot of requests to look at this. The health and fitness tracker comes in a classic size only. 50 to a pack. Most of them are 50 to a pack. You can see the pricing. This walks you through how to fill it out. And it is front and back. Now the front gives you the water, 8 glasses a day. I have this on my desk. I don't put it in my planner. I just have it in front of me. So I take water, boom, boom, and just knock it off. And then the meals listed there. On the back side is the exercise, the fitness part. Did you exercise today? What are your goals and notes? 50 to a pack. And again, they're in a landscape format. But you can put these in your planner, carry them with you. I have it on my desk and fill that out every day. That comes just in a classic size only. And like every one of the packs you're seeing, 50 to a pack. Let's look at the menu, planner, and shopping list. This is really handy. I think I use it. I do shopping. I help my beautiful wife out around the house as much as I can. So we'll do the menu plan Monday through Sunday here, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then on the back side of each one of these is the ability to do your shopping list. Then it gives you some ideas if you want to. Produce, meat, dairy, but you can actually you write whatever you want in there for shopping. So the front side is the actual menu planner. The back side is the shopping list. Comes in compact and classic size. Next, let's take a peek at multiple schedule form. I like this one too. To be honest with you, I retired law enforcement, but I do training, and I have trainers that I work with, and so I schedule that here on the multiple schedule form. This folds out. Gives you front and back. You have 2 of them. And here you can put down, what week and what year. Monday we're training. Here's the date. Here's who my trainers are. All the way through to the end. And I can add notes if I need to. Maybe the notes might be training location. We're training at the actual firearms facility, or we're training at a hotel or something like that. So front and back, you have 2 of them. And this comes 6 double-sided forms in the pack. Really handy. I mean, I use this for that kind of thing. But you might use it for, scheduling this week, Monday. Or this Monday we're soccer. Or, I'm working at church on Monday. I have a safety committee at our church, and I can include that here. That keeps track of your schedule and multiple schedule forms. Next, let's take a peek at the meeting planner. Now, the meeting planner is really kind of goes hand in hand with the project management forms we'll look at. But the meeting planner, really nice. I use this again at that safety committee I was talking about. You really knock down who does what and when and why and how. The date, schedule, the meeting topic. Here we're at the meeting on the backside, ability for notes. Who's got delegated tasks. Instead of trying to write everything down in a hurry, this blocks it out for you, so I can write it in really quick. I like this because it helps me keep track of who's responsible and what's coming up next so it doesn't fall through the cracks. Meeting planner comes just in classic size only. But if you have that, you really need to do the project management forms too. This is really comprehensive. I've just started using these and I really do like them. Comes in classic size only. Project management form, there's several. This walks you through how to use it, gives you an idea of what to write when. You have on the back, you'll have tabs. Here are some tab forms. You can write on some. There's already pre-planned. This is what I thought was really cool, is a project task map. And I had to go back and read a lot about how to do this. Not a lot, but enough to keep me going. Not only here, but I did some research. So the task map was really important to how I'm doing my committee meetings. Keeps everybody on track. Several of those in there. I think there's 4 of each form, it says. So there's a task map. There is project timeline. So you can keep track of your timeline. There is project equipment needs, the skills and needs. All of these were very handy for me when I started really working in the committees. And instead of writing everything down at once in one place and trying to go through and filter through it, this guided me through a lot of what I needed to have. Of course, you have some note pages there if you need those. So the project management forms, extremely handy and beneficial, and they kind of go hand in hand with your meeting planner. Now the next forms, business forms, could also be used for home, is the information record is the first one. They really kind of look like they might do the same thing. The information record is a 2-sided form giving you space to record information from whatever you want. This could be from a meeting or a project. I'll use this when I talk to somebody on the phone, or I have information I need to record that later I need to pull it up quickly, and I can put this in my index. Actually, I put this in my planner so I know it's there, and I can pull it up quickly. But this, name, organization, and then some information on when did you contact them. And the type is just like doing the ABCs. Is it a personal, telephone, fax, mail, email? You can put that in there and then a notes on what it was. The informational record is a classic only. But then next is a client file. The client file is similar in process. It's a 2-sided form. This is when you're talking directly to a client. Gives you the ability to put in some information. And this could be several people you're talking to as far as a business, as far as a company. And then information on speaking with them. There's a lot of commonality between the client file and the information record. And there's also additional commonality in the contact log. The contact log is, again, a place for you to put down information on people that you've talked to. Information on who they are, the contact name, date, organization, and then some notes on that. This would be handy if you have a lot of people you're working with, maybe not in the same organization, but you want to keep information on them specifically. You could record that there. Now, the one that I use the most, to be honest, is the information record, because there I can record everything I need in one spot, and I've got it listed. Next is the address and phone tabs, and I don't have one of those to show you, but I think you can understand what that is. That comes not only in the original format, which is this, but also in leadership and the Bloom's format. This is simply a tabbed A through Z, and in the original it's 2 letters per tab. In the Bloom's, you can see it's 1 letter per tab. If you're using the contact forms or the client form, this would be a good place for you to put that. If you're taking an ABC company, I took that information and I popped it right in there so I know right where it's at. Now the phone pages are the ones that would go in there. And the phone pages, you'll get some of these in the starter pack, but pretty much basic information on recording people and who they are. Comes in 4 different sizes. You can see the pricing. This is probably something that I carry on my phone. Contact logs and client files. information records, those I do fill out and put those in my planner, so I have them available. It's easier for me to do that than it is to do it digitally on the phone. Once I open that up, I can talk to somebody, write information down. I've got it all right in front of me in one spot. The information record is very handy for me. Let's talk about the financial plans pack, and I don't have that to show you, but this also, most of this comes in the starter pack. The tab forms, monthly expense tracker, I showed that to you, monthly budget worksheet, yearly income. A lot of those are already in your starter pack to give you an idea if you like those or not. And if you do, then you can come back and purchase financial plans pack. You're getting 40 sheets in there, various things to work with. Comes in a compact and the classic size. Expense envelopes are next. Expense envelopes, I have these. I carry these a lot. I have one in my planner at all times, and I keep it in there for receipts. There's a store that I go to all the time, a lumber yard, that does 11% discount on all of your receipts. Although again, you have to have the receipt to send it in. So whenever I go there, I put the receipt in the envelope, bring it home, and then I know where it's at, so I can pull it out. But I have my middle son does the monthly thing he does with money. He does expense envelopes with money, and he uses these to track that. I'll tell you a quick tip on this. Of course, you can write the information out there. But what I do is when I use this is I'll run a piece of Gorilla tape or some other kind of packing tape down here just to make sure it doesn't separate. So I think there's 12 in a pack, and yes, 12 envelopes come in a pack, and it comes in various sizes. Auto mileage log, that also is included in your starter pack. You may be somebody who likes to track that information, or business-wise. Classic size only, 50 sheets in a pack, and it does, the date, destination, purpose, mileage. Those are the kind of things you would have to have for maybe a business IRS declaration. Occasions pack form. This is the last form we're going to talk about. There are a lot of things in here, and I've never seen this, so I got this just so I could see what was in here. There are a lot of forms in here. Here's that special days format we talked about. Of course, this comes in 2 sizes. Here are all the forms that are in there. Vacation and travel checklist, which my beautiful wife went to Virginia for a week to visit our daughter and grandchild, and we actually use this as part of the planning package. Vacation and travel planners, holiday and event journal in case you're planning something coming up. Holiday seasons are fast approaching. You can build the plan there. And party planner, if you like to throw parties like we do. We live on a lake, so it's kind of a destination location. We're always throwing a little soiree. We can plan that out here. And I think there's notes pages if you need there to use. Now, the last thing I want to show you is binders and storages. Now, I don't know if you do this. I have a row of binders. And on the back side, I put labels on the binders. Here's the filler I'm using now. I'll put that label in. It's a 7 Habits filler. I'm actually using Serenity filler now. So I would also put in there all my forms. I must have, I think I have 8 binders with forms in there. If I need to have a new goals planning form, I can just go right in there, pull that binder out, and get the goal. I don't have to search for it. I know where it's at. Those come in several sizes. You can also get and colors as well. But I just have the storage binder, but you can always get the sleeve if you wanted to put the binder in the sleeve, or the combination if you need to. And that's it. If you have any questions or requests, or just wanted to say hello, be sure to send me a note. And once again, this is Matt Jarvis, and I was glad to have you for this video. Thank you.